First of all, you're not going to apologize.
No, we won't be apologizing. And I don't, sometimes these games are played during political campaigns. Understand what the issue is here. Mr. Romney claims that he's Mr. Fix-It for the economy because of his business experience. And so I think voters entirely legitimately want to know, well, what exactly was that business experience?
That's President Obama speaking with reporter Andy Fox at Wavy TV, saying that he's not going to back down off the nasty Bain attacks that his campaign has launched at Mitt Romney. Romney's camp says that Obama is being dishonest for claiming Bain Capital outsourced jobs on Romney's watch. Joining me now is Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, chair of the Democratic National Committee. Congresswoman, it's nice to see you this morning.
You too, Thomas. Good morning.
All right, so let's get right into this, dive into it, because this morning Mitt Romney was on Fox reacting to Obama's assertion that he wouldn't apologize after a staffer suggested that Romney could be faced with a felony in regards to the SEC filings. Here was his response.
I'd say to the president, wouldn't it be interesting, Mr. President, if you spent some time looking at your record? If you spent some time looking at what you've done over the last 3.5 to 4 years. There are 23 million people that are out of work and stopped looking for work.
So, Congressman, when we talk about this, it's coming from Stephanie Cutter of the Obama campaign, that is, saying that this was a felony type of action. Those are really strong words, and if that is the line of attack that the Obama team wants to use, where are the teeth in this? Because they don't have prime examples other than saying that he was on the filings for the SEC until 2002. They don't have any daily meetings or anything like that to back up this assertion that he was overseeing what Bain was doing.
Well, what Stephanie said, rightfully so, is that either Mitt Romney was lying on SEC forms and misrepresenting to his investors, which could be a felony, that he was the sole owner, president, CEO of Bain Capital from 1999 until almost the end of 2001, or he wasn't, and represented that he was. It can't be both. And so if he was sole owner, president, CEO, then he is to be held accountable for the decisions that were made, for the outsourcing of jobs that took place during that time. And this is a campaign for President of the United States. Mitt Romney is running for President of the United States, and he and his campaign team leadership need to put their big boy and big girl pants on and defend his record. They don't want to show us his record. They're running the most secretive campaign for president of a major party in history, refusing to, release his tax returns when he clearly has investments in Swiss bank accounts, investments in a Bermuda corporation, which, by the way, he turned over to his wife's control
but he doesn't have to
governor.
Release his.
Investments in the Cayman Islands.
It's not mandatory to release any tax information. He doesn't have to release years upon years of tax filings. It's something that his father instituted as part of a political one-upsmanship, so to speak, to show that there was nothing to hide within his own personal finances. Obviously, it's not something that Mitt Romney is practicing right now, but dealing with political innuendo, isn't that really difficult to do in a case like this if you're not going to go after Mitt Romney and you're saying that they have an obligation to own up to what his business dealings really were? If he did commit some type of SEC fraud filings, who's going to go after him for that? Why not deal with what are the facts of this, whether or not someone is going to go and search out whether or not he did perpetrate some type of fraud?
Well, that's part of the reason why we need to see his tax returns, because we don't know, and it's why George Romney, his father, set a precedent, a rightful precedent for subsequent candidates for president of the United States, and he even said at the time that releasing 1 year of tax returns, which is all that Mitt Romney has released in this campaign, is not enough, because it could be an anomaly. It won't show the rest of the story on a candidate's finances. And Mitt Romney was certainly willing, when he was pursuing his goal of being vice president, to give 23 years of tax returns to John McCain, yet was only willing to release 1 year of returns. All of these questions could be cleared up if he released multiple years of returns. But obviously there's something he's trying to hide. There's obviously something in those returns that he doesn't want the American people to see. And that's just not the precedent that has been set or the tradition for decades of candidates for president. Mitt Romney is obviously wanting to keep something under wraps. And so we're going to continue to hold him accountable for that.
Do you think it's not just holding him accountable, but do you think that the left is is bullying him into releasing this, in using innuendo of he must be hiding something since he's not willing to share it?
We just don't know. Barack Obama has released 12 years of returns. Vice President Biden has released 12 years of returns. You know, every major candidate for president since going back to Mitt Romney's own father has released multiple years of returns, and Mitt Romney won't. Why? Why? I mean, it's clearly because with the little glimpse that we have gotten from the 1 year he has released, he's got a Swiss bank account. Why does an American businessman need investments in Switzerland, in known tax havens? You know, if it's not to avoid paying taxes in America, then the rest of the story, if he released those returns, would show us. He won't answer the questions. He's asking us just to take his word for it. And I'm sorry. You've got to come clean and show us when you're running for president of the United States.
DNC Chair, Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Nice to see you this morning. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.